Alright everyone, welcome back. So I just got finished watching season 1 of a limited series called Wayward on Netflix. And this is going to be my review of season 1. Now, even though I say it's going to be my spoiler review, I'm not going to go in detail in terms of the plot points and all of that, because obviously it's not a full in-depth review. It's just a general review of what I liked, what I didn't like, and all of that. But of course, if you haven't watched Wayward yet, you're gonna have to watch first before you watch my review. So with that out of the way, let's jump right in. So Wayward actually started strong. I mean, initially specifically, I got a lot of Stranger Things vibes from the show. And even parts of it reminded me a lot of the movie It. A lot of it obviously had to do with the fact that we were following these teens. So that was probably the reason why it gave me those flashbacks. But I think that when it comes to the thriller and building up the mystery, it was very strong. It was moody, it was tense, and it was full of promise. But by the end, it all fell apart. What began as a dark psychological thriller turned into something closer to a weird children's story. Let's talk about why Wayward Season 1 completely lost its edge. The show follows Tall Pines Academy, therapeutic, school-hiding, cult-like experiments. That obviously reminds us a lot of Stranger Things. So it has those types of parallels as well. But this therapeutic school is led by Evelyn Wade, played by Toni Collette. She's phenomenal in it, by the way. She looks the part of being a cult leader, one that you absolutely despise, and she just drives you insane. But the show juggles multiple threads: the students, Alex the cop, and a mysterious past, trying to mix mystery, drama, and horror. It works for a bit, and then it kind of spirals. So let's talk about what worked. The first few episodes build real tension. Toni Collette anchors the show with a solid performance, like I said. The concept, trauma control, cult psychology, is ambitious and different. I mean, I know that cults are at the center of most thriller, mystery movies and TV shows nowadays, but this one felt like they were trying something new, which I absolutely loved. So that's the good part. Now here's where it breaks down. So what failed? Tone whiplash. Early episodes feel sharp and tense. The later ones feel silly and soft. The thriller becomes melodrama. Weak dialogue. By the end, every line sounds forced, like characters explaining the plot instead of feeling it. The toad. Now, if you haven't watched, you shouldn't be here, but you may still be here, and you may be wondering, what does that mean? Well, they show this toad and they kind of reference it quite a bit. By the end of the season, it's never fully explained why this toad is important. Like, why specifically a toad? So it becomes a gimmick instead of a revelation. Next is the character of Alex staying by the end of the season. That felt jarring and not really in character, and it just felt off. It makes zero sense. There's no mention or logical reason for the character's decision to want to stay back. The next problem was dragged pacing. Scenes stretch out long after the tension dies, and that happened repeatedly. The open ending at the end was another clear problem. They could have wrapped it up cleanly. It could have been a limited series with one season, but they left threads dangling for absolutely no reason. Now, let's talk a bit more about the cult theme, because I thought that was actually the most interesting part of the entire show. Here's the one idea that almost worked. Evelyn's original cult breaks kids down. Emotional control, punishment, basically trying to erase the kid's identity. But the new cult that forms after ties to building them back up. Community, healing, purpose. It's an interesting mirror. This cult is one that's built by someone who survived the other one. That idea deserved a better story around it. My final take. Wayward had potential, strong start, good acting, bold ideas, but it collapsed under its own weight. Inconsistent tone, messy writing, and the lack of focus turned what could have been a haunting thriller into a dragged out drama. At least it tried something new though, but by the finale, Wayward was more confused than compelling. But it's definitely worth a watch. And that's my take on Wayward Season 1. Did the ending work for you? Did the toad make sense? Drop your thoughts below, and if you like this quick breakdown, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload more on the channel. When Season 2 comes out, if it comes out, I will definitely watch and I will review that as well. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.